Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I will be reading from Psalms chapter 9 verse 1. And what I will be talking about today is what God has done for me. But before we get started, it would be highly appreciated if you can like and subscribe. It shows great support to my channel. And don't forget to check out the description. Okay, so if you guys can open up your Bibles to Psalms chapter 9 verse 1, that would be highly appreciated. But the Bible simply says this: I will give thanks to you, Lord, with all my heart. I will tell of all your wonderful deeds. Psalms chapter 9 verse 1. Guys, before we get started, I want to remind you that what we'll be talking about today is what God has done for me. But before we get into that, I want to inform you that it's critically important to share what God has done for you in your lifetime. When you do this, you're bringing people close to Christ. Okay, so now that we got that covered, we can go ahead and get started. Okay, so what has God done for me? Well, God has pulled me out of an abusive home, to where, there was a time when, I was getting abused by my father. There was a lot of rape going on in the home. Sometimes these things I didn't know about. Sometimes he would drag my sisters into a private room. He would do things there. Um, we didn't know what was going on. We had an idea, but we didn't know what was going on at the time. I was also getting abused, but not sexually. I would get, like, sometimes he would beat me with a belt. He would also build a cage, a literal cage, and he would throw me into the cage. He always had cameras watching us to make sure we didn't get out of the cages, to make sure we didn't go anywhere upstairs where our sisters were. There was times when he would take me out fishing. He would leave me out in the water to drown, where I had to fend for myself. Luckily, my mom came there, and I was safe and everything was fine. So that's one of the things I went through, and it was very tough because I had to go through a very, very abusive family. My mom had favoritism between the girls than she did with us, although we were getting abused by my father. Sometimes my father will pick me up by one leg, punch me in my private part, and he would spit in my face sometimes. He will like punch my back and stuff and push me up against the wall. This is some of the things he would do, some of the abusive things he would do. Sometimes when I called the cops at a younger age. They would try to, whitewash it and say that everything was fine. But God has pulled me out of that. Social service and everything got involved, and we were removed from the home. So God has pulled us out of that situation. We kind of entered into foster care. And in foster care, you have some good foster moms and some not good. I was abused in foster care by foster brothers and things like that. And so I was really alone here. I didn't have anyone. I looked it up to my parents to actually look after me and protect me and care for me, and it just didn't happen. And in foster care, it's always constantly moving from home to home to home to home, and I never had a stable home. That's one of the things in foster care. I was kind of getting abused there, lied on in foster care, and this kind of lost that trust for the public, and I began to have low self-esteem. I was always antisocial. To kind of push me to kind of really stay to myself because I was kind of broken. I lost that, and that's where I kind of was at that point. Um, it was just fairly tough at an age. It wasn't until, later I decided to come back home. I was old enough to return home, and my mom was still showing favoritism. Sometimes she would try to instigate things between me and my twin brother to get us to fight and things like that. And she would have my brother-in-law to come to my room with a skirt on, and we would kind of get scared sometimes. It was so dramatically. We would have to X out the window. There's times when we were in Durham, North Carolina when this was taking place, and we decided to go find a church to go to. The reason for going to a church, I had a dream, and I just felt like, I don't, if I'm going to die, what's going to happen to me? I don't want to go to hell. And I got scared, and that forced me to where Christ was. And At this time, I found the pastor. He was a very nice pastor. People, it was a black church or whatever. And my mom used to always call up to the church to try to sabotage that. He ain't taking his medicine. I said, I don't take medicine. Telling the church things. It was making the church view me differently. And I was kind of very frustrated about that. She wanted to go back down there with my abusive father. Sometimes my father would send guns through my phone, and my mom was okay with it. And my sister was like, I enjoyed everything that happened to me, and I was just so dramatic. I was so hurt. I was so frustrated. But that's some of the things that I had to go through. And God, I felt like was working in my life, pulling me out of those bad situations. But most important, in addition to this, after we got pulled out of that, we went to the church. There was a little falling out between this church and, there was wrongs on both sides between me and the First Baptist Church. But, I learned my lesson and I have actually repented, even though they haven't forgiven me. I'm really sincere. So that one of the things that God has taught me is, just keep going, just keep, no matter what they think about you, just keep pressing forward. I also have been homeless for 2 years, since 2019, all the way up to 2020 to 2021, and I've been homeless. Sometimes I'm on the beach. I had to sleep in bathrooms, like those little portable bathrooms, and it was so nasty in there. It smelled like doo doo, and I had to sleep in there, and it just wasn't fun at all. And every time I tried to sleep, people kept calling the cops everywhere I was going. I was getting trespassed everywhere I was going. Sometimes, you'll be starving. You would just give your money to homeless people and find out that you're starving. And sometimes God, on the same day, would give me $20, and someone would come up to me and say, "Here's $20," and I felt like I gave, and I didn't even have anything, and I didn't ask for anything in return. And God has blessed me with money, so God has pulled me out of a dark past. He has even helped me throughout my homelessness. When people kept calling the cops everywhere I was going, I couldn't get rest. I was just miserable. My car was shutting down. God has protected me. So it was a lot of things that God has done for me that it's just so wonderful. I can't begin to describe what God has done for me. Right now, I have my own house. I'm living by myself. I'm doing very well. I'm able to support myself financially, food-wise. I'm very excited. I haven't had a house in a very long time, so I'm appreciative of that, and I thank God a lot for that. It says, listen, I will give thanks to you, Lord, with all my heart. I will tell of all your wonderful deeds. I am expressing all the things the wonderful deeds that God has done for me. And I don't let what people think about me, all the evil things God has done me. Look, everything that I've done evil, God has still, there was consequences, yes, but look at all the things. God has never given up on me. He's never turned his back. He's still there, and sometimes I question myself, like, why are you still here after everything I've done? Why are you still helping me? And, I had a police officer ask me, who's helping you? And I said, God is. It's so amazing. But anyways, guys, I'm running out of time. The first thing I want to do is just tell you to look at the prayer in the description. Guys, take care and God bless you.